So, you've been here for 5 months, I guess, now.
Mm-hmm.
What's it been like for you, going from a program like Belmont to becoming a North Carolina player and all the things that go along with being a Carolina?
Yeah, it's been really fun. From the moment I got here, I could tell there was a family atmosphere about it. And we get after it in practice and everything else as well, with workouts and pickup. So I love the competitive part of it as well.
Anything unique about your experience of being a player here that you didn't have when you were at Belmont? Recognition. Last year, Harrison Ingram said the first day he was here, he went to Chick-fil-A, and all the people working there wanted photos with him. It was his first day here. Anything like that with you?
Yeah, I'd say probably that's the biggest thing is just the recognition. I wouldn't say there's too much else other than, being noticed. And then when I hang out with, all the other guys that have got some recognition as well, just stuff like that. So.
What's the difference? Because last year the defenses were focused on you because you're such a good shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you're around so many good shooters. What kind of difference will that make for you this season?
Yeah, I guess you never really know till the game starts. We've been beating up on each other in practice a lot, so I'm excited to see, what the game holds when we get to play somebody else. And I had a lot of good pieces with me at Belmont as well, with Jacoby Gillespie and guys like that, and Malik Dia. So I don't know if it'll be too different, but I'm excited to be on the court with R.J. Davis and Elliot Cadeau, and hopefully they find me. And if not, I'll do whatever else I can to get on the floor.
There's a lot of versatility on this team. You see yourself kind of bouncing back and forth between the 3 and the 4?
I do. Ultimately, that's not up to me. I just do what I can to get on the floor, and, hopefully Coach Davis puts his trust on me, and I'll do what I can.
How comfortable are you with the 4? I know you played a lot of 3 before, and that was one of the things you continue on doing. How comfortable are you with the 3?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot more comfortable. I feel like I put on a good little bit of weight this offseason, so I feel a lot better in the post and rebounding and stuff like that.
You're known as a shooter, but watching your film, there's taking the ball into the lane, the ability that you have. How good are you at that, and how much do you want people to know that there's more to your game than just shooting?
Yeah, I feel I'm pretty good at that, especially when people are keyed in on my shooting. It makes all other aspects of the game a little bit easier. Yeah, I don't want to be known as just a shooter, so put other parts of my game out there.
So mostly 3 last season?
Sir?
Mostly the 3 spot last season?
Mostly a 3, played a little bit of 4 as well.
Tell me a little bit about just the, alumni game this offseason, and for somebody that never experienced that before, what was that like?
Yeah, it was really fun getting to be out there with guys like Brady Manick, Cole Anthony, and all the other guys that were out there, just see how we matched up with one another and, bring the family back as well, as I talked about the family atmosphere earlier. So.
How do you match up with Brady Manick? You're getting early comparisons to him for some obvious reasons.
Yeah, he's a great player. He might be a little bit taller than me, but I think we both got a little bit of a clip on us. So I think maybe I'm a little bit quicker right now. So,
okay.
Yes, sir.
You have pretty similar games. How you utilize in the offense in terms of just tall, big shooters?
I think so. Like I said, ultimately it's up to Coach Davis, and I'll put my skills and abilities out there for display. So.
He has
Facial hair, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's a big difference.
He has a super quick release. How quick is your release?
Yeah, I'd say I've got a little bit quicker over the summer, and yeah, just let it fly. So.
And with your length and having a quick release, not many of your shots are going to get contested, I would imagine.
I just like to look at the rim and think about my form, and honestly just let it go. So not think much about the defender or even see him in my vision. So.
What is the confidence level when you do let it go?
Yeah, I don't try not to just think about it too much. My confidence comes from my preparation, and yeah, like I said, just let it fly. So.
I heard in practice you try to make a certain number of 3s before you finish. What's that number now?
You mean in the scrimmages or in general?
Just during workouts.
Oh yeah. So I worked out with Coach Lebo the other day, and our goal was 250, and I think I got in 30, 35 minutes. But it's all moving stuff, some off the dribble stuff like that as well.
When Jalen Withers said you haven't missed in the last month and a half, what you just said.
Hey, if I had that confidence, man, I'd be pretty psyched. I wish I didn't remember my misses like that.
No,
so.
he's saying you haven't missed.
No, I know. I'm saying I'm glad that he doesn't remember my misses, but I do. So, yes, sir.
But he was saying that it might have taken you a little bit of time to sort of get acclimated to this place, the
Yeah.
size of everything, you know, like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, practicing in the Smith Center has been big. You know, getting used to depth perception and stuff like that. I didn't have anything. We had a nice arena at Belmont, but I mean, it definitely didn't have the history and, you know, the size that the Smith Center has. So feel like I've gotten used to it a little bit now. So.
How much faster are you playing now than you played at Belmont?
Yeah, we tried to play fast at Belmont, but I feel like I'm a lot better conditioned right now than I was at Belmont. And that's just a testament to, you know, how hard they work us in the weight room and on the track and stuff like that.
So I know you guys have a drill. If you don't get the ball up in 3 seconds, the other team gets it.
Right.
At what point did that become something where you guys don't think about? You just are doing it on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's usually we don't think about it until Coach Davis slams the ball down and says it's somebody else's ball. So that's pretty much the only time we don't think about it. But other than that, it's kind of routine. So.
I once saw your brother, this is many years ago, give a throat slash in a high school all-star game.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, we were all having fun out there.
Right.
I mean, he was obviously a great competitor, great player. Did you, when he was at Clemson, did you have to hate UNC just because they were trying to beat UNC?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to get involved. You know, I liked Hunter Tyson as a player. I don't know, but yeah. I liked Hunter Tyson as a player, but I wouldn't say you turned me off of any other school. So.
I got you.
Yep.
I guess what were your impressions of UNC at that time from afar watching Hunter play Clemson? How has that changed since you've been here?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in North Carolina, I just knew it was always a big basketball school, and it was one of the reasons they called North Carolina the Hoop State. So I always knew it was kind of the epitome of college basketball. So that's just kind of what I grew up thinking.
What was kind of, obviously coming from a basketball family, but how did you kind of fall in love with the game at an early age? What was kind of your journey with basketball leading to getting really good at it and then going to Belmont?
Yeah, so my dad played as well in college, and I just say not necessarily following in their footsteps, but being part of that, you know, competitive atmosphere with my dad and my brother as well every single day. You know, that was a big thing for me. I just liked the competitiveness, the toughness it took, and honestly, I liked the hard work and grit it took as well.
What was kind of your relationship both on and off the court with your brother growing up? Obviously, I'm sure there were a lot of heated battles and y'all competing against each other.
Yeah, there were definitely some days and some weeks, honestly, that we just didn't say a word to each other after some one-on-one games and stuff. But at the end of the day, we know we were trying to, you know, play the best for one another because it makes each other better. Iron sharpens iron, as Coach Davis likes to say. So that was a big thing for us.
It was a while to get used to the surroundings. Was that a mental thing, or was that?
Not really. I think it was just kind of, you know, it's how the game works, I guess. But yeah, I try not to focus on it too much. Just keep doing what I'm doing, and it'll all work out.
Obviously, there's a lot of guys on this team, RJ, Elliott, who have a lot of experience having the ball in their hands. What's sort of your comfort level as a handler and as a creator versus doing a lot of off-ball stuff, which I'm sure they're going to ask you to do?
Yeah, I think I can do both. You know, I love coming off pin downs, and I love being a good screener as well. I think that'll open up a lot of shots for me as well. But I think it'll make a game a lot easier with Elliott and RJ and Ian, you know, getting downhill and creating shots for me as well. Yep.
Thanks for coming back, by the way.
Yep.
We had a few more in the chamber.
All right.
What's the biggest thing your brother told you about this level of basketball and that best prepared you for it?
Yeah, I'd say honestly just treat it like a job, but also understand that it's still a fun game and it's just a game. At the end of the day, basketball is just basketball. No matter where you're at, basketball is the same in, you know, Canada that it is here. So.
Who won on the blacktop outside the house?
We haven't played in a while, so but he won a little bit more when we were younger. So.
Coach Davis mentioned that RJ is kind of serving as like this connector for the team, like bringing you guys out to breakfast, dinner, all these things. What's your favorite memory with him off the court, and how has he served that connector role?
Yeah, we went to Frankie's, which is some kind of like theme park thing, and did like some go-karts or something. So that was pretty fun with the whole team, and you know, RJ, you know, got it together and everything. So.
Who won?
Not me. I was last. I really don't know who won. I was too far back to see. So.
On the topic of RJ, I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
All right.
Who's a better shooter, you or him?
Confidence. I'm gonna say me. but confidence in my teammate, I would say him. So I don't really know how to answer that question.
And I'm sure, like, in terms of you playing basketball, you've always been labeled as, you know, the shooter or the best shooter on your team. I guess, what is it like now being in a room with him where, like, you know, you've got another, you know, high-level clip kind of a guy outside?
Yeah, I mean, I love the competitive spirit that, you know, that brings. You know, it just makes the little things in practice, like shooting games, fun. So I like that part.
Does it take pressure off to know you've got somebody like that, and you don't have to be the guy? I mean, season hasn't started yet, but
right.
Is that a thing as well?
I'd definitely say so. I try not to focus on like the pressure and the expectations and all that. I like to be, you know, clear-minded when I go out there and just see what happens by putting my best foot forward.
Okay, where would you say you've improved the most in your game since arriving in Chapel Hill?
Yeah, I'd say I feel like a lot quicker than I was at Belmont, and I feel like I've focused more on rebounding as well, which is a big thing.
I know. Speaking of rebounding, I know you're listed at like 6'8" on the website. I swear you look taller. Is that like? I'm trying to do the mental math. I'm like, I think this dude's like 6'10".
Nah, I don't know if I'm taller than that, but yeah.
I think you might be taller than Vin. I think he's listed at 6'8", so that's where I was like, something's not adding up here.
Right. I don't know.
How's the rebounding been as far as like, is that something that's more? Like, how do you even go about working on that with that being, you know, obviously with Harrison and Armando gone, a lot of rebounds are there for the taking.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's necessarily any drills. We just hold each other accountable. And I think rebounding is more of a mindset. Like, if you want the ball more, then you're going to get it.
Yeah.
So I try to take that kind of approach.
I wanted to ask you about your height. We've talked to some guys, and they're like, man, he's a lot taller than I thought. You played the 3 at Belmont, and you're a shooter, you think, oh, he's probably like 6'5", 6'6".
Right.
Is that something that you think a lot of people's first impressions are? You when they first meet you, they're kind of surprised actually that you are like a legit 6'8" kind of guy?
Honestly, no. I wouldn't say this is the first time I'm hearing this, but this hasn't happened many times, so I appreciate it.
Seth talked about how you're extremely humble, and sometimes, like in practice, he and the other guys are kind of hyping you up. How do you reconcile humility with, as a shooter, having to be so confident, even when the shots aren't going in, to still take them? Confidence versus humility is very interesting.
Yeah. So I feel like my humility comes from my faith. I'm a big believer, but I also have to stay confident to know, you know, feel like every shot's going in, and I try to take the approach, you know, it's okay to, you know, be confident and be praised, but I'd rather not praise myself, if that helps answer the question.
Yeah.